Welcome back to episode number 14.
There we go. It
In
was number
total.
14 in total.
This
of
is
season 2. Karibuni tena, welcome back.
Harlem's back. I know you like that.
Good stuff. Today on the show, we have Richard Okech.
Honorable members, teachers, students, and adjudicators. In
Thank you
front
very
of
much.
you is Richard Okech, underclass 400J, ready to present to you a poem entitled Red Flags. Welcome.
And-
You saw the red flags.
Or it should be those things for vuka sakafu
Sakafu.
kwa mwendo wa aste. Now to join Pandehi.
Do schools still do that?
I hope they
Do
do.
we still have debate clubs?
It is something that should be
you
there.
just finished high school
And done.
you were done.
Done. Yeah, I used to hate high
Done.
school.
I didn't hate it. I just had a very bad experience.
I
my
just didn't like
my
high
high school experience was good and also bad.
No, I just didn't. I did not like high school experience at all.
Was your high school
That was a red flag. I should have told my father, I don't do this no more. No, I wish you could do without high school. Like that's one of those memories I just don't.
I think it depends on
want.
what high school. Because I went to St. Andrew's Turi and we could do with such high schools.
You were in St. Andrew's too.
I went to.
Oh,
I didn't say I went through. I went.
No, I've been there.
I
too.
visited.
I've been there.
I should
so
have
was
said
like,
then. I visited St.
Hey,
Andrew's
yes, that's
Turi.
better. Yeah,
I didn't go to. I didn't
Because-
attend.
It was just like
I went to St.
I've
Andrew's
been
Turi
knowing
for,
Richie, and I
for a
don't think you went to
weekend.
St. Andrew's story.
We went for a weekend challenge.
No, it was yeah.
Oh my
Were you there?
lord! We went at the same one,
No, you wanted someone,
but different times.
Yeah.
and high schools are very different. There are
Couldn't
schools
learn
in Kenya,
Way
and there are
are
Kenyan schools.
Yeah, Kenyan schools and there are schools in Kenya.
Yeah.
St. Andrew's Turi
St.
is
Andrew's
different.
Turi is just a school in Kenya.
That is
The standards, the quality, different.
Before we get into red flags, we went there for weekend challenge, as we
Yeah.
used to call them,
Yeah.
and we found that they're finished eating, like they're done. Like we got there late, and the only thing they had was shepherd's pie.
That was what was left.
That was what was left. I was like,
I haven't even ever had a shepherd's pie.
it's okay, bro. It's okay.
Oh,
It's
my
just
St.
potatoes
my
with
St.
minced
Andrew's
meat.
Turi story was that's the first time I ever saw hashes in real life.
Right.
These kids were having hashes with their breakfast. I was just like,
Mashallah.
I hear about this in music videos. You kiss me so sweetly. Tastes just like Hershey's, you know? But I'd never seen Hershey's. And that was when
That's
I was
when
growing
you
up.
saw
And
it.
then we went and we saw it and I was like, so this is what Hershey's looks like.
Right.
Anyway.
Red flags.
Na, 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 na.
Game on. Play on.
VAR.
VR.
Red flags.
What are red flags?
I think we do not have a classic definition of a red flag. But I would say these are traits, habits, behaviors, or patterns that people exhibit. Especially the patterns part. Because the repetitive nature
Of this
pattern,
is
whether
too much.
it's a behavior or an act,
Yes.
I believe that one feels compromises relationships,
Yeah.
jeopardizes people's futures,
Yes. For
and
sure.
causes people great pain.
And friends
And this day
no longer
towards
become
you.
friends.
And friends fall out. So
Yeah.
I think it's a pattern, it's a cycle, it's a behavioral aspect of someone
Yeah.
that is naturally going to offend, instigate anger, hatred, resentment, or would cause someone to just not like you.
I don't like you no more.
I think. I don't have a
Um,
classic definition.
No, I
So
don't.
it's- So that's why I'm giving a very vague and broad.
Sidhani kuna definition vile.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can tell us in the comments if
What you
there's
think of a red flag is, or
a
what red
definition
flags
of
are.
yeah. The problem is nowadays when you ask someone what is a red flag, they start pointing out the things rather than
I
giving an
don't like how
explanation.
you chew. That's a red,
Red
flag.
flag. No, but sometimes there are people who chew and just like, oh my God,
I
just-
don't know.
Okay, but
I don't
okay,
know.
so-
I don't want to get into it.
I think that the challenge has been defining red flag and is a red flag different from a character trait. and is a character trait different from a toxic trait. So I feel
Yeah.
red flag is a word that was put there to soften blows when you don't like something someone is doing. Right.
That's a
So
good- that's a good
you
definition.
have something I don't like in you, like you're rude to the waiters. Because if you tell someone you're so rude, they go like, "What do you mean I'm rude? I'm just fighting for my rights." You know, like
Yeah.
you're I've just seen someone would just go like, Richie, I've seen a red flag.
But
And
do you think that actually softens the blow, or it's actually just a jab, like a proper, you know what, red flag? Because whenever people use that red flag, it
Yeah.
sounds very conclusive. Like I have decided and determined that you are not good for me, or this that you do is not great, and it's a red flag, and it usually comes as a conclusive point where someone
yeah,
tells
because
you,
I don't want to talk about
yeah.
it anymore.
a red flag, I'm out.
So you engage your story anymore, you're in red flag nimeishia, which is a red flag in itself. Because in essence,
This is like Inception,
if
red
we're
flag
friends-
edition.
right? But if we're friends, I should be able to call you out on your
Yeah.
problems or your red flags.
Do you call out your
example.
friends on their red flags?
Hey, brother.
Do you?
I was still trying to explain. Do you? No, because again, and I think if you're friends,
Oh, yeah.
it's easy to call out someone and tell them, my G, we're boys. I don't like what you've done. I don't like what you normally do. Then you can explain, okay, no, I didn't know that I was doing that actually. Or if you're actually rude, you'll just be like, bugger off. I don't
Yeah.
care what you're saying. It's hard to call people out on their BS, for lack of a better word, because you don't know how they're going to react. Right? So I'll call you out on your BS and go like, me? Me?
Am I the drama?
Am I the drama? Ni mimi. It is me. It is I. No, so it's both an eye opener most of the times when you call someone out because they don't know that they're doing that. Or for some people, they actually do know that they're doing that and
Yeah.
they really don't care. Right? You found me as I am, so take me as I am.
Take
Like-
me as I am.
Gosh.
I,
okay.
I feel like it's such a difficult thing to do. This is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I feel
Even
like
with your
it's-
friends?
Yeah, even with my friends, because there's a certain level of comfort we have as friends.
That's the way the problem is.
And then I see you doing something, and I'm like, this is going to greatly affect this friendship. So I start reasoning out scenarios. I do
Right.
the whole Doctor Strange outcomes and look at it as, how will this affect this friendship?
In the
Is it
long
something
run.
I'm willing to compromise this friendship for?
Yeah.
Is it something that serious, or is it just me? So I try to play around with it,
How we help
and
each other?
then
Uh-huh.
there's some I do call out. There's
Okay.
some I'll be like, hey, straight up, this is not good. Like if you go somewhere and you're rude to the waiter, surely,
Yeah.
I like red flag being
Number one.
rude.
Red
Rude.
flag.
You're like rude to people who are insubordinate to you, rude to people because you feel you have an upper hand in life
Yeah.
or a better social class than them. That
Now-
type of thing.
So okay, that then brings out the question: is so and that's why I feel like it's very hard to differentiate between those things because being rude is innate already, right? As
Is
you're
it
saying,
though? Don't you learn or
no, you can learn to be rude, but as you're saying, like if I
learn
feel
and
like
we affirm
I
it.
have the upper hand,
yeah,
I have a chip over my shoulder, then I feel like I need everything to go the way
the
it
way
is.
I want.
Yeah. So if you're below me in any sense, even as a friend, and kind of mamako, uko, so like it's a character, and that's why I'm saying it's. I feel like red flags are more of character flaws.
Yeah.
Right. So you're rude. You talk however you want to talk. Yes, how you talk is normally learned. But, you're angry all the time. That's also a red flag because anger is a whole different level.
But
because
why are you angry all the time? That could also be a problem in itself. Like
character. I mean,
Does that have-
you've gone through.
Does that have to do with
You've gone
someone's
through the
character?
shits.
He's now just generally angry.
Like you're
This
just
is Mike.
like-
Mike is angry.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. I'm angry and I'm
You
angry
remember
with
Mike?
you.
Yeah,
How?
the angry guy.
Yeah, that guy who's always talking matope. There's the I don't know if this is a character flaw. Always feeling like you got it right. You chose the right path and everyone else chose
Everyone
the wrong
else is in the
path.
pits.
Yeah, me niko sawa. Yeah, so
You
Richie,
know
let me
nothing.
what you feel.
You know nothing.
Because now those are the things that I feel when someone has something to describe you if you don't remember them and nothing good, for example. So Richie ule mse uongea vibaya, or Richie ule mse uongea na matusi kila wakati, ule mse uenjoy wase kila wakati. That's when now you start seeing things and you're like, these guys are okay with it and they've allowed him to be the way he is.
And
And
actually
so-
empowering them.
Yeah, they're just empowering this red flag, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
I don't know how important it is, and that's where now friends now get angry with each other and don't talk to each other anymore. Because if you're in a group and someone calls your BS out,
Yeah.
and me as your friend has never talked about it, then they come to you and go like,
And how is it
Mbona
that?
hujaniambia?
Yeah. How is it that you've never spoken about it?
Mbona hujaniambia mi hufanya hivi,
Are we
mbona
really
hivi?
friends?
Are we really friends? Then
Mambo
friends
inachemuka.
unaanza kukoliwa out kwa kukosa kukoliana out.
Then you start looking for things to call these other guys out on,
Yes.
because you feel like, I'm not the only one who's going to be called out on things.
Pia
I
wewe.
also have to tell you. And in fact, you give a whole dozy.
Umekuwa ukingoja hii siku.
I've been
You've been
waiting for this
day.
opportunity
It's
to
like,
call you
okay.
out.
Ni wewe na shine na
So,
wewe.
yeah, that's a red flag in itself. But would we give like examples of red flags? Do you have something practical or something that you can say, this is a red flag?
Again, it boils down to character, which we've said one of them is being rude. For me, what would be a red flag? Siku hizi mazee tumekuwa nini? Tuko na shields, tuko na walls. So that
That's
it doesn't
it.
matter whatever it is.
Let me tell you, whenever I meet people and their stories are always inconsistent.
This is like,
Yo, did you say you live in Kile? Last time you were in Lavington.
I'm a lovey.
Did you say you go to this place for work? Did you say you're looking for work? You know, such things when like now that's when I'm meeting someone, when I'm trying to get to know someone.
Yeah,
Those are definite red flags, like from acquaintance level.
right.
Friendship level, there are guys who, red flag, you just know. If I give this guy chums, they'll always
that's
ask and they'll never give. If I am talking to this person and they'll tell me 9 p.m. and they figure at 3 p.m. 9 a.m. and they figure at 3 p.m. You know, there are certain things. So I don't know whether we now classify them because if I look at it as character flaw, these are things that, you know, naturally we are human beings, for all have sinned and fallen short.
Of the glory of God.
Hallelujah, we have.
Yeah.
Those are character flaws.
Yeah.
But I feel red flags are things that you purposefully do continually. Like sinning is a character flaw. We're all sinners.
For sure, yeah. But if you
And as
choose
Kendrick said, we are probably going to sin again.
Again, yeah.
Lord, forgive me.
right.
But if I deliberately, consciously make a decision to consistently do something that I know is offensive to someone,
Yeah.
I know is going to mess up or is going to compromise a friendship or a relationship, like if I consistently steal from someone
Yeah.
or I consistently lie to someone just so that I am at a convenience or I'm at a vantage point at any
Yeah.
point in time in this
Mm.
friendship or
Mm.
relationship, then I think that's a very big red flag. And that is how I would define it. You are consistently doing things that you know are wrong, or you are consistently exhibiting behaviors that you have consciously decided are going to be a part of who you are, yet they are far from the truth, or they're going to greatly affect the relationship you have with, say, your significant other or your partner or someone you're dating or someone who's just a friend. So, and also in families. There's a lot of red flags in families where there's a lot of toxicity. So that's why I feel like there's a great intersection between toxic traits, red flags, character flaws. Like it's somehow intertwined, and we can't really define one without the other.
The other.
That's how I feel, or the others.
So does it mean then that red flags character, can they be unlearned? Can you stop being rude? Can you stop talking badly? Can
I believe
stop
you can.
sinning?
Yeah.
So-
well, stopping sinning. Like, sin in the general term of the word, I don't know.
No, because I'm
But-
just thinking from what you're saying, if it's possible for me to stop lying, right? Then does it then stop being a red flag? Like, do I can stop being this once you've called it out, right?
Yeah.
I can decide, let me change. Let me be a better person with this thing. So I know there's this thing that has been called out, and I actually can tell where the genesis of it came from. And I can now, know what my triggers are, know what I need to do if I can see this coming from a mile, and change that perception. If I'm rude, then I need to know that, talking to people nicely is the best thing to do. Stop having that chip over your shoulder.
Yeah.
So if it can be unlearned, of course, unlearning takes some time. But if it can be unlearned, then it's easier for us then to help each other, or rather call each other out in our different nonsenses. I'm just thinking, if it's something to do with character, it's something that you can learn and unlearn. If it's something to do with your past, then you can look in your past and change that. So why then do we get to a point where we don't want to do anything with this person, or we can't enter a relationship with this person because they have a certain red flag I don't like?
Because it's going to affect the future of you two together.
Yeah, but if it can be changed, then it can be changed, no?
Do you want to put in the time, the effort, the work, and the perseverance to witness this process of change? That should be the question.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah,
That's
but
why good neighbors.
there's friendships and there's suffering. You can't be in an active
There is
relationship
long suffering
with
in
someone
Christianity.
who is consistently putting you down, or is consistently verbally abusive, or emotionally abusive, or physically abusive.
Yeah.
And you think, they are flawed, yes, but they can get better, they can change. So it's up to you then now.
Meanings I'm
If you want to live with someone who has all the possible red flags on this green earth, and you decide that you're making a conscious decision
savior.
to stay, and you have a messianic complex,
Yes.
that in itself is a red flag. Because you're thinking, I am the one who can save this person.
Yeah.
No, you're not. I don't think you can. Well, individually, by
Yes.
your own power.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. There also has to be goodwill from that
The
other
other party.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if you are willing to live with them and suffer through that process, so be it.
Yeah.
But if you don't think, if you have the maturity to observe and say, this will not work, this is just not going to end really well, and these red flags, I cannot tolerate them, then just walk out. See, I must.
Si lazima.
Aye, see, I must.
Mazi si lazima.
I mean, you might love them, you might want to be with them, or you might be attracted to them and thinking your life will be nothing without them.
Yeah.
But even in friendships, I mean, you can always make another friend. I don't think this
You can
guy
always
is-
make another friend.
That's some classic case of Stockholm syndrome. You're in love
love
with your.
I love him.
Aye.
He's so nice,
You're
but I'm in
basically
love.
suffering.
But kila wakati, it's one of those things where you're, I love him. Then, hello? Imagine, amedua ile kitu tena.
As in,
Imagine, toka huko.
For the last time.
But usinipigie simu, by the way.
are toxic traits triggered?
Yes, and I just don't changa for Harusins. You guys can go to the ages, my friends.
yes.
But
Don't call me for your ceremonies.
That's not red flag.
I think.
Johnny is Choyo. Like,
I think
he's
it
my
is.
boy. Like,
But sometimes it's actually true. You can
No,
actually
no.
go to the ages.
You can, but it's not the ideal situation. Why then are you not supporting their dream of a white wedding with the garden?
Wangejipanga.
It's that.
You see? There it is.
exactly.
What is that?
Yeah, but you should
a
support
red
me.
Okay.
I want
Kaki.
you to support
Okay,
me.
wait.
She's your friend.
Okay.
And this is her dream. This is what she wants.
I'm very aware.
It's okay. Kaki wants a Vera Wing. 5 million, bro. Right.
Damn.
On the basic,
on normal,
on the basic
yes,
of Yani as a friend, I'm gonna
umendeka
just
kwa WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Staki, by the way. See a must.
Don't invite me to
Don't
those
invite
things.
me.
Such a response.
Yeah, don't invite me those, but you don't know how many she's in or he's in.
Yeah, but don't you think to a certain extent it feels like
Guys have figured there's
I'm being
No,
the
but
unsupportive one?
But you know,
Audience
it becomes a red
fatigue.
flag when it's for them, you don't want to be invited. But when it's now on you,
On your side,
on
you
your
want
side,
all the help you can
want to
possibly
invite them
get.
and you want to involve them.
That's
you want to
okay.
that's
that's when it's a red flag.
But
But
and
if you're one of those guys who's literally, oh, you guys just do all my alone. Yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
So I don't involve.
I don't
You know,
need
even
people.
that one, people don't even.
That's also a red flag.
People don't. Yeah,
Thinking you're self-sufficient. I don't need people. I never changa. I
That's-
never
that's
ask anyone
something,
to
yeah.
changa for me. So don't
So
expect
don't-
me to changa for
To
you.
changa for you.
you know, it's a trauma response.
That's a trauma response.
But isn't that
It
part
comes- it
of
comes- it
this
comes-
conversation
it
on?
comes from that
red
thing
flags?
from parents. That thing comes from home.
Because you couldn't depend on your mom or your
Or
dad.
your dad.
Or whenever you did something wrong, they always said, "Do you know how much, bro?"
I have done to
I didn't
help
know
you.
your cousin Andrew is so much than you.
You're near your topic next to your parents' responses.
But you see, because it's the next
It's
topic,
intertwined.
you can intertwine it. So you say it's still
Yeah.
a red flag because it's a.
And have you spoken about y'all?
We black men don't have red flags.
Red men don't cheat.
Same way we don't cheat.
That's a toxic red flag.
We do not have any red flags.
I do not have it.
We are here to help
And because-
women
Wow.
recover.
The man do not confess.
So
These
Yeah,
are
but
not.
that's,
making
yeah, that's good.
being
That's
so much
a
on
good.
it. So there are 4 behaviors. It's blaming, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. So those are the toxic
What's
traits.
stone rolling?
Stonewalling.
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 Oh, putting up walls.
Oh.
Yeah.
With the silent treatment and everything.
Ah,
Now
okay.
that needs to be triggered. You're not like that.
And it's also a response.
It's
It's a response.
It's a response.
That makes
It's emotional.
sense. That makes sense.
So all these things are responses, but
Listen,
they do
listen.
I feel a red flag.
No,
then
no, no.
is
It's
A,
a
a red
response.
flag
I'm
then is not a
fighting.
response, rather, but it's like communication or that you actively initiate. That's a red flag. Like
There's-
you,
Yeah.
you
That's
go
what I'm
about
saying.
doing it.
But yeah, but the rest have
But
to
when
be
it is
triggered.
done to you, then triggered, that's when you feel like, okay, this is a trauma response. So
But it's still a
not
red flag. It is still a red flag.
I feel like they have to be
I feel-
triggered.
Yeah.
That and which for me is it's like a volcano. We don't stop calling it a volcano
Just
until
because it
erupts.
hasn't
Yeah,
erupted.
just because it hasn't erupted. It's still a volcano. So it is a red flag.
It's
So if you're triggered for it to come out, it means it's just chilling there for
It's
it to be
dormant.
triggered. It's just dormant.
It's a person.
Until it's tish, then now I'm angry.
because what would be the reason for me to stonewall you?
You
So
have
I'm
to
like,
have done
why-
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why do you have to stonewall someone?
That's just how I respond.
Yeah, which is
Because I'll end up
I can't help
but it's
guys,
not- it's
guys,
not
no, it's
natural.
not. No.
It's
I can't
not
help
natural
it.
response.
It's
It's
not a natural
no,
response.
It's natural in
Because
this
I
sense. It's natural in this sense.
No.
I think
Guys,
It has
it's not a
happened
natural
and I'm
response.
reacting.
Why
No,
why
no,
I think it's not a natural response? Because I genuinely
It's
believe,
not.
just the way you learn to hate, just the way
Yes,
you learn to watch.
You
just
must
the
have
way-
done it at some point and
Yes.
felt, okay, so
Okay,
this is how it
this is how it
works.
works. And boom, then
Yes.
you get
This is my de facto
Exactly.
response to this
Exactly.
scenario.
Because now people,
You
that's
see
that's
it
what
happen.
it ends up being. Take me as I am. That's what they're saying. Yes, because no.
This one needs a dissection with
Not let me as I am.
No.
clinical
I feel like
psychologist.
I feel like most people stonewall because I'll end up.
Okay, we're assuming. We're just talking about stonewalling. But I'm talking about like all those things are responses that are chilling somewhere
Yes.
to come out. But how did you get to that point?
They're learned.
Exactly, and that's what we're saying. It is a red flag, something that you're learning, and that's what we're saying.
You learn
it can be
and adopt.
unlearn
You can
and
unlearn
adapt
it.
and
You
whatever.
can learn it.
Yes.
But the others, I feel like the red flags, you're just a person.
Yeah.
But the others, you
But no one
have.
is just a
I think there are people who are just.
no. There are people
No,
who
there
are
are
just.
people who are
I
just
don't believe
terrible.
that. Like you see, there are those people.
There are people who are just
you
bad.
Always, you always believe people are innately good,
But what happened?
but how?
Something
Something
happened.
must
Of
have
course,
happened.
of
You are not
course.
born bad.
But the fact that they have
Okay, wait, we're all going to
acknowledged,
but,
the
yeah.
fact that they have acknowledged something, okay, maybe they haven't acknowledged, but the fact that something bad happened means they know the genesis of this,
Yes.
me being a rude person.
Yes.
But you see, you
What
don't know
are you
how
doing about it
the
then?
reaction what
I think
happens. Sometimes
the-
you're not consciously not knowledgeable to the fact that this is actually what I'm doing. A lot of I realize that sometimes people are not. It's like when someone is upset and they start shouting. It's like
I'm upset. 50,000. No, my head is.
The underlying thing there is all of these things are learned, one way or another. Okay.
Some of them.
And hence they can be unlearned.
Yes. So it's
But I feel like the toxic trait is a trauma response.
And so is a red flag.
No.
it is.
It is.
It is.
I don't think so. But
It is what it is.
But
Okay, what's the best red flag you can think of?
Narcissism.
that's a serious red flag.
That's a serious.
That's
Yeah.
a serious red
That's
flag.
a
But why
serious red
why
flag.
do why do
Narcissism,
people
where did
become
that come from?
narcissistic? People are not born narcissistic.
That's a trauma response.
But
That's
you
not
learn.
how it's born.
Narcissism
No.
is a
I think you
trauma
learn.
response.
Yeah, no.
It's a trauma response.
Narcissism is a
Oh.
big trauma
But
response.
it could also be something that you just adopted along the way. You might have been
Narcissists
saying
are people who are
you just
emotionally
basically
disconnected, number
want
one.
to manipulate people.
Number two, they're
You
also-
can't just wake
No,
up
no.
and want to be
I am just-
manipulated.
The Joker?
You are emotionally
I
disconnected.
Yeah, well, something happened. That's when you became emotionally
you don't
disconnected.
just
You
become
just don't
emotionally-
become.
Okay, I agree. I
You
get
don't
it.
know.
I get that
Become-
perspective.
You just don't become emotionally
But
disconnected.
this is where the triggers come in.
Not something happened. Like that's how you
You're
grew
not
up.
Exactly.
You just grew up a narcissist.
You just grew up a
There
narcissist.
has to be something in that
Yes.
environment that
made
was
you-
a stimulus
So you
to
would-
this narcissism.
One of
It
the
was-
reasons I see is that for you to become narcissistic is that one, maybe you have very low self-esteem. So this is like an
And-
booster for yourself.
and
you decide,
it came
"Video
from-
will let me say,
compensation,
video will let
yeah.
me say
And
about
it
that,
came
whatever."
from your dad never giving you the nini, the hype, or your mom never giving you the hype for.
Basically, lack of affirmation.
Yes, lack of affirmation. You're
So you
now
look
you're
for it
like
yourself.
ama mtu amekama amekwambia mazele unakaaje. You know, so it's all those things just compiling.
So unaamua,
Then
you
unaamua,
know,
I'm not
tells
going
you
to be.
unakaaje.
It's the
I
same
don't think
thing.
you need to
Remember when we were talking about what's it called? When you were saying you used to fear me, and
Yeah.
I told you what it was a response from. I
He
never
was a
like
closed off guy.
yes, I was a closed off guy, and for me to push people off, I had to come out like a
like a big
like
rude
a big man,
guy,
like a
as
rude guy.
in-
Like I don't.
So you guys think I'm to be feared?
Yeah.
Then let me show you.
Let me show you what
Yeah.
being feared is.
Yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
And it's something that I learned. It's not something that I had in me. It was because of Johnny, you don't smile a lot. Johnny, you're not like this. Johnny, please smile.
to smile.
I'm like, me, I don't want you to disturb me. Okay, so what I'm going to do so that you don't disturb me?
I'm actually
is
going to
become
be
more
that
bad.
thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be
that
that
you-
thing that you guys
Yeah.
don't like, so that you leave me alone. So, Futinani.
Red flag.
Guys, underlying thing, it's land. There's nothing you grow up with.
No, there's nothing you're born.
Not
There's
born.
nothing
Yeah,
red
not
flag.
born
You're not
narcissist.
born
So you're not
narcissist. You're
born
not
with red
born rude. You're not. You all learn this.
Like
We
think about
learn
it,
and
like
adopt.
when Netai was
We're
born.
learn and
Yeah.
adopt.
Was she born
And
with any
you-
red flag?
Yeah, you can't say there are red flags that are born with someone. But these are things that you pick.
What happens when
These
you're
are
red
things you
flag
pick.
13?
And now this whole aspect of your upbringing, the trauma,
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
the toxicity in such relationships in families, the dysfunctionalities in families. There's a lot of things that now contribute generally.
They're subconscious, many of them.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah. Then later on, that's when you come and realize, okay, this is actually why
I
I
hope you're
behave.
because
This is why I behave the way I behave.
Yeah.
So, do you have a red flag or red flags?
I had to unlearn that one for being aggressive in terms of having people fear me so that they can stop disturbing me.
Yeah.
I had to unlearn being, because I hate confrontation.
Me
So-
too. Me too.
In terms of confrontation, if I feel that I'm being confronted, I used to go into a cocoon, like a shell. What that used to do was things just piled up, and then one day you blow up and you're angry and you know. So that had to be unlearned. So nowadays, I'm not afraid of difficult conversations. I just talk. If there's something that's wrong,
Yeah.
I just go ahead and talk about it. I used to be, and this one was a red flag, I used to be very physical in terms of I used to have a very short fuse. And
Or
my
like physically
go-to-
aggressive.
Yes, I used to be physically aggressive. So
Wow.
what used to happen was I used to get into a point where I used to punch walls. So I get angry and punch walls,
What?
punch walls, punch. Yeah. So got to a point where that also had to be gotten
Unlearned,
on. So
yeah.
if I'm annoyed, I just tell you, Rosafi, I'm pissed off. Please, let's talk another time or whatever. Or just, Plus, Jesus healed my heart.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
You
So I'm
need
no
it
longer
healing.
aggressive. Yeah.
You
So
need-
those like again, there's some things that I wouldn't say that I know unless it's pointed out. Those are the ones that I know I were literally up and belly.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to the man in the mirror. So I had to have a meeting with myself.
Kajiita mkutano.
Nikajiita mkutano nikajiambia kuna vitu unafanya hazi make sense.
I don't think I have any red flags.
That's a red flag in itself.
No, but I get it. I think top of my mind, I'd say one, I can get passive aggressive.
Yeah.
I can get really passive. Like I know what the issue is. I know how we are supposed to solve it, but I feel like you just don't deserve to be accorded a resolution at this point in time.
Right.
So I'm going to drag this out
For as long
as long as I can to ensure that I make my point by the time we are having a sit down to resolve these issues that we're having. So, and I think it also stems from that aspect of not being confrontational in terms of avoiding conflict.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I try as much as possible to run away from it. But I'd say that is my biggest red flag. I can get really passive aggressive. And if I decide to switch off on something or someone, I just, throw them uko nyuma to my subconscious.
Forget it.
And I'm just like, you know what?
I'm done.
And it might be an active issue that needs to be resolved. It's affecting our work. It's affecting productivity.
Yeah.
But I'm just like,
Watch a guy.
I'm really struggling to see why this person deserves to be accorded this attention.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel better off without it. So, yeah, I think that's something. That's something I would say. Yeah, that's something I would say
Kinda.
is my biggest red flag
Right.
from a personal standpoint. Yeah.
Mayo. Red
Oh,
flags
mayo,
in
mayo.
Dunga.
Do you have any red flags?
Do you have any red
Call this
flags?
number toll free 001 800.
How many is too many?
How many is too many red flags?
One red flag is enough.
I think it depends on the nature of the relationship. There are certain relationships that you're willing to lose and they don't really greatly affect you in the long term, like an acquaintance. If you see a red flag in someone, but this guy is proper vibes
But you
when
see-
you're at that place on Odai Road, I can persevere.
For the night.
Yeah, I mean, I know anytime we link up with this guy,
This is the
we are
problem.
going to have a good time.
But
He just
the Saka.
He's
a 10.
His story. He's
He's a 10.
Yeah.
But
no all these keys, and he's just not your
okay,
type.
I get where you're coming from the perspective of okay, fine. Uni mtu mwenye mukutana naye once in a while.
Yeah,
But does it then make you
an enabler.
yes?
It does. Come to think of it, it does. Because
Because
I'm affirming this guy,
yes,
and I don't know how this is affecting other people in his or
in
her
his
life.
life, yeah. Because
So
so
that's-
that's
yeah,
mazee
that's-
mi wanga na richikili wakati na
That's
jani so
right. Aye.
mi wanga tu sawa.
'Cause
Mbona
it's
mnajaribu
vibes.
kusema tini
'Cause
nini?
it's vibes. And then they feel comfortable with you thinking you're affirming their behaviors or their red flags, and then they go about it affecting other people. That's actually a good point. That's being an enabler. That's being
So
an enabler.
one red flag is enough.
I think
One
one
red
red
flag.
flag is enough.
One red flag is enough. Moja tu.
Unless you're the suffering type.
Long suffering. Kama ni
If you're
yonga.
willing to be the suffering type,
Jipatie.
you go suffer.
Please. Here is the red carpet towards that suffering state.
To the red flag.
I've just remembered when I was younger, in my younger days, people used to think I'm a serial dater.
Hey.
Mazee, I was called by my boys. Nikafanyiwa intervention. Ati mazee unakatia nani alafu
My name is
unakatia
John.
nani alafu unakatia nani.
And I like
I was
dating.
like, what? This nigga.
It'd be your own.
It be your own. And then I could sit down and point 1, 2, 3, 4.
You started drawing in the sand like
I was just
Jesus.
like, I was just like, he
And one
who
by one.
be the
They all
first
walked away.
person. But anyway, so I don't know what red flags you guys have. If you
Or
know
how you deal with red flags. Or
how
what
you
red
do,
flags are.
what
you know.
red flags are.
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to have that conversation again when people actually understand what red flags are. I don't know if you have any red flags, if you know your red flags, if you have friends who can call you out on your red flags or whatever.
Especially or do you call out?
Or do
people
you
on the
call
red
out?
flags?
Yeah, it's important to know that if you can call out. And please like, share, comment,
Subscribe. Under 25.
subscribe.
That's not corporate infringement.
Yeah. Tutakuta hapa na lawsuit kama gengeto. Anyway,
love you guys.
subscribe to Nawapenda. Thank you very much to the crew and our host Outbox Ventures, I guess. See you on the next one. Bye. Bye. Bye.
I like that impromptu conversation.